Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for game week 28. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment, what is your team looking like going into game week 28. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, as always, with my team selection videos, just going to quickly go over my previous game week score. Finished on 59, which was a green arrow. Not too bad, to be fair, but I did play my free hit, so I kind of wanted a few more points there. Definitely made a few bad decisions as well. I originally had Mahrez, Foden, and Bruno, but I opted for Sterling and Sancho just to go for a bit of a punt this week. Definitely backfired a little bit. Foden getting that goal, of course, and Sancho and Mahrez only coming on for a 1 point, which wasn't great. Generally the worst end to the game week last night as well. I had 54 points going into the last night's fixture of Burnley v Leicester. You know, expecting potentially something good. You know, Leicester have not been good this season. I thought we'd get a clean sheet, Ben, me and Pope bringing in the points there, and then hopefully Weghorst getting a goal as well. But yeah, generally could not have gone worse. Weghorst picked up 2 points because he got a yellow card. Ben me went off injured, and then Pope got no save points. So another captaincy masterclass once again by yours truly. But yeah, Kane, Son, and Walker-Peters definitely saving my game week for sure. Walker-Peters was... I opted for Walker-Peters over Livramento, and he was so close to scoring a goal as well. If that goal went in, it would have just been incredible. But he did pick up 3 bonus, which was really nice. But yeah, that spine there definitely saved my team of Walker-Peters, Son, and Kane. The rest of the players didn't really do much. I mean, I had Cancelo with 9 as well, but I mean, pretty much everybody had him anyway, so it doesn't make a massive difference. And Marty with 8 points on the bench. Not fun at all seeing that there. But yeah, it is what it is. I was never going to play a Marty that week, so I mean, nobody really played him. But if you had him coming off the bench as a sub, then, you know, props to you. But all in all, still a green arrow. I've had quite a few green arrows now. I think I've had like 4 or 5 in a row, so we are getting further up in the old rankings. But yeah, that was my game week 27 team, should I say. Moving on to game week 28, this is how my team is shaping up. So obviously I did wildcard in game week 26, I free hit in game week 27, and this is the team that I'm left with for game week 28. So I've got Sarr in goal, Crystal Palace at home, and Watford at home. This is why I brought in 2 Wolves defenders. Well, a Wolves defender and a Wolves keeper, because Crystal Palace at home and Watford at home, I'm expecting 2 clean sheets there, to be fair. I really am. I'm expecting that, like, the defense has just been so good this season. I know they've been leaking a couple of goals lately, but they've just been so good at the back. And yeah, Sarr and Kilman in that back line, I hopefully will get some nice points there. I've got Trent at home to West Ham. I've got Ben White away at Watford, and then I've got Digne at home to Southampton, and then Leeds away. So quite a few nice double game week players in there. I've got 3 in the back line, and obviously with the goalie as well. So quite confident for a couple of clean sheets there. Southampton, I think, will be a tricky game for Villa, and then Leeds, you don't really know what's going to happen there because obviously Bielsa's gone now. The new manager, how he's going to mix things around, he's going to strengthen them up at the back. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, quite confident with the back line there of Kilman, Digne, White, and Trent. Hopefully a couple clean sheets coming out of those, and then of course Sarr in goal. So banking on those Wolves clean sheets because they're actually not super highly owned. So a double Wolves clean sheet, like if they got 2 clean sheets in Crystal Palace and Watford, then we're feasting. We're absolutely feasting in game week 28. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, that is the lineup for the back. In midfield, I have Rafinha, who's got Leicester away and Aston Villa at home. Again, that could either go really well or really badly. On paper, that's like 2 pretty okay fixtures. But with Leicester now finding some form against... I know it was Burnley last night, but again, you don't want them to start finding form just before Rafinha plays them. I've got Salah at home to West Ham, Son at home to Everton, who somehow went out against Middlesbrough last night in the FA Cup. Honestly, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they beat City and then lose to Burnley and then also lose to Middlesbrough. It's crazy. It's crazy scenes, but hopefully he can get some points there at home to Everton. And I've got Ramsey as well, Southampton and Leeds away. A lot of drafts did have Coutinho in game week 26. I just did not have the funds for him, so I went for Ramsey. Again, Ramsey is still an okay option. You know, he's very cheap. He seems to be playing every single game now, and he's also getting some goals as well. So, you know, if he just managed to get something from Southampton or Leeds, then, you know, it's very nice. And then up top, I have Broja, who is currently my captain, but that will probably change with the Chelsea news tonight. Obviously, they do play in the FA Cup tonight. And I think if Chelsea or Norwich win in the FA Cup, then they play a double in game week 28 instead of the blank in game week 30. So if that's the case, then I'm probably going to bring in like Rudiger or Reece James for Van Dijk and then just captain them. I'm probably just going to captain a Chelsea defender, which is because there's just not really any players in my team that I fancy giving the armband to. Like, yeah, Broja, Villa away and Newcastle at home. Like, Newcastle have been really, really good at the back, and then going to Villa, I think that will be quite a tough game. And then Jimenez, Crystal Palace at home and Watford at home. Like, they're really nice fixtures as well. It's just Jimenez got dropped last game. He's not been in the greatest form this season. I know he's on penalties. But I don't trust really that he's gonna, like, hopefully he starts both games, but again, he's just not been in the form that we're used to seeing from him. So there's not really any standout captain this week. So I think if I bring in a Chelsea defender for Van Dijk, then I'm probably just gonna captain them. But I'm also thinking of playing bench boost as well, because if I do bring in a Chelsea defender, I'll obviously replace like Ben White with him, and then I'll have Foster, who's got Arsenal at home and Wolves away, which again I've got a lot of players playing against this week. But it is what it is. Still an extra player with a double. And then I'd have Ben White on my bench, and then I'd have Lacazette on my bench and Saka on my bench, all who play Watford. I mean, if Arsenal got a game week 28 double, obviously they're not going to now, but if they did, then it would have been incredible, because there was talks about them getting Chelsea in game week 28, and that would have been perfect. We would have had so many doubles on the bench, and would have bench boosted. But I still think Saka, Lacazette, and Ben White is just, Watford away. I think that's just a really, really good. I mean, it depends how the game goes. It's not great that they're all from the same team, but Watford away, Watford have not been very good this season at all. Definitely at the back. They've not got many clean sheets at all. So I think that it might be worth the bench boost. Of course, I'm going to see what happens. It might even be the situation where, like, I don't know, I potentially take a hit and take out, like, Van Dijk for Rudiger, and then, like, I don't know, bring in another Chelsea asset as well instead of somebody like Saka. I really don't know. I mean, Arsenal do double in game week 29, so I'm not really in a rush to get rid of any of those. And, of course, they do not blank in game week 30, so probably not going to get rid of any Arsenal players. But let's go into my transfer targets anyway, but that is how my team is shaping up for game week 28. Going on to transfer targets, though, I've got one free transfer, of course, because I played my free hit. I've got 0.6 mil in the bank. I did make the mistake, though, of when I was wildcarding in game week 26, I basically changed my wildcard in the last second with the news that Robertson wasn't going to start, and I was like, okay, I'll get, because I originally had Robertson in my squad, but I took him out for Van Dijk because there was news that Robertson wasn't going to start. In hindsight, I definitely should have kept Robertson, because it would have been better to have him in the long run than Van Dijk. But yeah, I've obviously got Van Dijk in my team at the moment, and what I was going to do was take out Robertson for Van Dijk and then also bring in Dubravka for Foster. But I literally got Van Dijk in quickly, and then it's because it was literally, I'm not even blowing this out of proportion, it was literally like 5 seconds before the deadline. So I got the Van Dijk for Robertson transfer in, and then I just didn't have enough time to get in Dubravka for Foster. But I would have liked to have brought in Dubravka this week for Foster, because I definitely would have bench boosted this week, because they have Brighton and Southampton, which is obviously much better. And then in game week 29, I could have played him with Chelsea away and Everton away, because like I say, Newcastle have been really, really good at the back as of late. So I definitely liked having him in. But also, there's also, like, Willock, I think, is a really, really good shout as well. Like, he's only 5.7 mil. His doubles, back-to-back doubles, with the likes of, St. Maximin and stuff, and Wilson being out, that they are looking for, like, I know they brought Chris Wood in to score the goals, but, Chris Wood is not a big striker for, like, getting loads of goals all season. I think Willock is definitely getting some of that load on his shoulders, really. So I think Willock is a nice shout this week, 5.7 mil. If you're on a wild card this week, I think I would bring him in, just simply because of the 2 doubles, and he is in quite a bit of form recently. So whether you bring out like Rafinha for someone like Willock or something, I'm not sure. But I could easily take Saka out for Willock this week, and then bring Saka back in for game week 30. I'm really not sure, but there will be another game week 30 game, though. I do believe it is either Tottenham or Southampton, I think, one of those game weeks or something, because of obviously Tottenham's shock exit last night. We'll find out tonight anyway, so if obviously you're on a wild card and stuff, it was fine, because you'll find out the information later. But yeah, this week I think what I'm just going to do, because I can't see Chelsea losing in the FA Cup at all, so I'm probably just going to do Van Dijk to Rudiger, which would give me 1.2 mil in the bank, which is obviously quite nice. And then I think all that had happened is I'd probably just, because you kind of need a Chelsea player, man. Like, look at those fixtures. It's just there's a lot of rotation up top. The likes of Havertz, Lukaku, Mason Mount, Pulisic, all these different players that could easily play. And at the back, and you've got Ziyech as well. And at the back, I mean, is Reece James going to start? definitely. Like, there's not any guarantee that he's going to. But Rudiger's just nailed in that back line. So he's definitely the player that I would bring. And I know Reece James offers so much more going forward. But, you know, Rudiger is very, very good in the box. He likes having a shot as well every now and again from outside the box. So I think Rudiger would be my transfer this week, which again is okay. I've got Sarr, Ben White, Digne, Kilman, potentially Son. But I've got Rafinha, Ramsey, Saka, Lacazette, Jimenez. So that's like 9 players right there for Game Week 30. Broja if they lose tonight, I believe it is. And then potentially Son as well. So I could have like 10 or 11 Game Week players regardless of whether I bring in Rudiger or not. So if worst comes to worst, I'll take out Rudiger for like Livramento or Walker-Peters or something like that. The only problem with this team is obviously I have got triple Wolves, triple Arsenal, but I mean, they've got nice fixtures coming up. Like, it's not like Arsenal have terrible fixtures for the remaining of the season, and they've got a couple of games to obviously thingy as well, reschedule, and Wolves have really good fixtures as well for like the next few weeks. So I'm okay with tripling up on both of those teams, and I will gradually get them out of my team. Like, after Game Week 30, I'll obviously be looking to offload some of my Wolves players and some of my Arsenal players. Like, I want to get rid of Jimenez as soon as possible. I don't like having Jimenez in my team, but I'm okay keeping him for these fixtures, you know, double in 28, then Everton and then Leeds, Villa and Newcastle. Like, I'm okay keeping him with those for those, but then I'll probably drop him off for, I don't know, another team that's probably got like doubles or something. Anyway, though, that is my team selection for Game Week 28. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. Leave a comment. What is your team looking like for Game Week 28? Subscribe if you're brand new. It's everything from me, though. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.